Welcome in, everybody, to episode 28 of Pixel Yaps with me, Cesire, and my co-host here.
Loonaromi! Hello, I'm back!
She's
Miss you guys.
back! Yeah, for folks who were here for last week's episode or watched it on YouTube, yeah, I had to do it alone. Although we did have our first guest star, which was LavaSlug, which that was actually,
I
it
wasn't
worked
even
out very
there for it.
nicely. Yeah. I mean, it worked. It was a good prototype for the future, so we can, maybe bring people on. Because I've always wanted to bring devs on, when, for them to promote their games. I think that would be super, super cool.
I think that would be super cool. I do think we should maybe start with bringing in some friends who also enjoy trying out indie games and like demos and stuff like that. You know, people who are just equally passionate about it than as we are or as you are. um and go from there, and then eventually maybe we can get a dev here, a dev there. It'd be really cool.
Yeah. But that's, future goals. It was a nice prototype, although doing the first bit alone, as I was saying earlier to chat, I didn't like it. It was too long. If I was ever going to do that, it would have to be shorter. It was
I
too
have
much.
to say, it was really weird editing the podcast because, like, usually if I'm 100% present, like, there myself, I know, like, doing it the next day, I kind of know when we've talked about what. So it's easy to kind of, like, sift through and take out anything, like, that I found, like, when we like take a long break or something, or if there was, like, some background noise. I
Right.
kind of remember where it was, so I can just kind of go there, take it out, and continue. Um, Without that, I had to sit there and really be careful that I am doing an okay job with the editing because I didn't know what point was what. I was there
Yeah.
for a little bit, but it was like really warm and I was just dying, dying of heat.
Yeah, pretty interesting experience. But luckily Luna is back. We're back to
Yay!
normal. And I appreciate it. So know that you are appreciated and a valuable part of the podcast.
I'm
That is
glad.
what we learned last time. All right, but with a new week, we have all kinds of things to talk about. Let's start on a fun, positive note, talking about what we've been up to. Now I know that during this segment, I usually kind of dominate, but I have been taking these past few quieter weeks. Mid July is a little, or like end of June to early July is a little bit quieter. It feels like.
Which is honestly nice. It's a
Yeah,
welcome break.
yeah. Like I've been taking this time to finish games that have already been given to me. And we've been knocking them out of the park. It's been great. Um, so I haven't played a ton of new ones to showcase for y'all, but I did check out at least one new one that I have spoken about before. So I got to check out Seven Nights with Vroomby, which, for those who are regular listeners, I've been talking about the rising genre of cozy horror. It's a thing. Just accept it. Just accept
I
it.
knew it. Let me
This
tell you, the day I saw that you were playing that game, I saw that title. I opened you and promptly put you on a different tab because I wanted to support, but also like by that title, I'm like, this is gonna be like one of those cozy, creepy games. I'm out. Um,
Yeah.
like instantly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it fits the bill. You're wrong. You weren't wrong. You weren't wrong at all. But yeah, so but it does still it's not as cozy horror as my new favorite example is May or May Not that we've talked about a bunch. It's not that one's like very cozy horror. That one nailed it in a way that I didn't expect was possible. This one is it's still kind of got those like cozy vibes because you're driving around as a little Roomba. They're called Roombies in this world. So you're a
Rubies.
little Roomby. And your goal is each night to clean up the dust in the house, which you can see very easily, and it's very satisfying. Love it. But things in the house aren't quite going normally. There's like some kind of ritual happening or something, and there's all of these bumps in the night and noises. And the little girl who lives there actually leaves you these notes over the nights, so you kind of get like a little bit of a narrative through these notes from the child, which is where kind of the horror element starts coming in. It's just like the noises and stuff. And then you do see the entity, which at first you're like, oh my gosh, that's really, ooh, that's kind of creepy. But honestly, the longer you hung out with him, you were just like, what a derpy little guy. Like, he's just doing his best. So
his best to haunt the place.
Yeah, well, to eat people, just normal monsters.
Oh, he's just doing his best. Oh, the cute little derpy guy, just doing his best to eat people. Yeah.
Anyway,
oh my god, so cozy.
The narrative takes place over 7 nights. With Ruby, I mean, I couldn't say if it's like a straight up week and you're waking up every night. That's what it implies to me, but it could be more time passing because some crazy stuff does happen. And yeah, so the goal is to just keep cleaning up this dust, and then as the mystery unfolds before you, you do have a couple kind of like choices, I say in parentheses, because there's like multiple endings to the game. But it was delightful. It's a short game. We finished it, I think, the first playthrough in like, I want to say about 2 hours, maybe a little bit over that because we were derping around. I think we actually played it twice on stream that day to try and get a different ending, or to try and get the good ending, which I did not manage to get on stream. Devastating. But yeah.
I guess I'd be spoiling it. I was like, so what's the bad ending?
I'm not gonna spoil it, but basically there are 3 technical endings. They just have slight differences in them. But yeah, I really liked it. I even went through and finished and got the other ending and 100%ed it. I found it very enjoyable, and I was surprised at how much fun it was just cleaning up all the dust. But I do think the narrative helped, keep me keep me going. So very, very cool. So if you're a horror fan, or you want to try and do some vacuuming, you could honestly probably just play it with the volume turned off, and it would be way less scary.
What's cozy about this?
Just the driving around and cleaning up as a vacuum. To be honest, it's just, I don't know. It's very zen-like.
There's so much darkness there. I'm just expecting something to jump out at me. I'm so like, oh my god, my heart is racing watching this video. Oh my god, I almost jumped at the trash can.
I mean, maybe it's more the cozy for like people who do like horror, But like, if you go look at the reviews, there are a surprising amount of people that felt like it kind of, as a horror game, it wasn't really scary after you got used to it, because you're just like, oh, okay, like I understand what's happening, and you have a bit of control over the scarier sequences. You can kind of end them very quickly once you know what to do, and then you can just peacefully vacuum.
Oh god, she's going into room. Like, oh my god, guys.
Luna will not be playing this game, but if you are a horror fan, check out 7 Nights with Roombi. I really enjoyed it. It was a solo dev project, and it worked. It scratched an itch. I like my power wash simulator games with a dash of weird, is I think what we've learned about me. So this one scratched that itch. It's an approved Cesire game. I did receive my key, but it's actually a very well priced game. So
#gifted.
#gifted. All right. Let's switch gears. Staying in I don't know if you would call it cozy horror, but cozy with elements from horror. Luna started a new adventure in a delightful little game that we've talked about. Well, I mean, like, Moonlight Peaks is the game. Just so that you know. So it's like a life simulator, but you're vampires. So it's got like, like a little Cthulhu cat, but it's all super cute. And since Luna has had a chance to play it, Tell us about it, Luna. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, I I'm a little bit addicted. I loved the game. I played this game very early demo when it came out, like when the demo first came out, like what, 2 years ago. And I loved the way they did the demo. Back then they kind of gave you a farm that was already like a little bit built up. And so they gave you a lot of the tools that now you have to work for. So it was really cool and being able to experience what like later game could end up feeling like, to really experience the mechanics of it. So I loved that they did that during the demo. And straight away from playing that little bit back then, it was off stream actually, but back then I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna love this game. It is just it was like, I know in a way it's like, oh my god, another farm sim. How many more of these are they gonna do? Like, not all of these can be fun and stuff. And I understand that sentiment because I've become more to a place with farm sim games. So I'm like, I don't know, this just feels too samey, too not, I don't know, different enough. But I think Moonlight Peaks does a great job with the art style, with the characters, with the storytelling, with the mechanics that you get to use, that it's different enough to hook you. The story so far I haven't gotten very far. But basically you are the child of the Dracula family, and all we know so far is that like there's something that people aren't very fond of the Dracula family. So, the mayor straight up is just really not happy that you're back here and like whatnot. But you don't really know what happened. And so it's kind of like a little bit of a mystery of trying to figure out what happened and building up your mom's old kind of farm that she had, and getting to know the villagers. And they all have really unique, quirky um personalities, and I've really enjoyed getting to know the different villagers. And I love how you can basically almost start customizing your farm and everything immediately. Character creation is really, really good. And there's more, like you can get fashion as well. And yeah, it's really, really cool. And you're basically like a vampire witch because you have a broken wand in your inventory. So at some point, I'm guessing you get to fix that. And I did see there's like a spell book.
Ooh.
Yeah, so eventually you can like cast a spell to refill your watering can, or if you have a really big farm, you can end up like uh getting casting a spells for like hand projections or whatnot. I haven't done it yet, so this is just like my guess from what I've seen from the spell book, to help you with like harvesting and everything. It's it's really, really, really well done, and it definitely feels like Stardew meets Animal Crossing, but with vampires, werewolves, and witches. It takes place at night.
Yeah, that was interesting. And chat actually gave us a good name for this genre. Goth cozy.
Goth cozy.
Goth
Yeah.
cozy. That's what it is.
Goth cozy.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting when I was watching you play that it did take place at night. And so like, like you could hear you being like, "Oh, I got to go to bed. It's night." And then you're like, "Wait, no, it's going to be day."
Yeah.
I got to go to bed or else I'm going to like
gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, every gamer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the sun's coming up. Time to go to bed.
So it was like, this is a little too real.
No, I really enjoyed it. And I know that later at some point you do get to transform into a bat as well. Which will then help you just move around more quickly, I think. But it's a lot of fun. I'm really, really, really enjoying it. I actually didn't play it today. I miss it. I'm eager to hop back into it. But yeah, Moonlight Peaks. It's currently 15% off of Steam as a like introductory sale, and worth every penny. I think it's so well fleshed out, and I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. And I've come to a point where I start getting like bored really easily of farm sim games because there's just been so many, and I've played so many of them that a lot of times now I start a farm sim game. I'm like, okay, that's nice. And I get bored. So
Well, and
I haven't
it's
gotten bored of this one yet, and I've played for like 10 hours already. So
yeah, and I think that's kind of a good point as well, and why I think at the moment we do have kind of a slate of farm sims coming out that kind of have unique twists to set them
hmm
apart from the other. And I feel like that's kind of what you need in the genre because you're right, like
hmm
there are a ton of them, and so it's just like if you're trying to sell your game and you're like, oh yeah, it's just a cute farm sim, I'm like, okay, but like what else? Because there's a lot of cute farm sims. Like
Yep.
what's gonna set you apart? And so like choosing this like, vampire theme, this like goth cozy, I think that's really cool. And then, we've got like Grave Seasons coming out that I'm very interested in, which is kind of a more horror based
hmm
life sim. So that'll be interesting.
I
Um
just love the art and the little details.
yeah.
Like you have like little heart stone pathways here and there. There's little butterfly stone pathways. It's
Mm-hmm.
just it's so much. It's a really beautiful world to
Well, in the
explore.
decorating, I
Yeah.
watching a couple different people when they were playing the demos, just like do the decorating. I was like, oh, that's really satisfying. Like you can
hmm
really make a space that feels unique to you,
Yep.
um, without having to like. I mean, obviously you got to work for it, but you don't have to work as hard as maybe some other games make you.
Like I love
Uh,
Stardew, but Stardew you have to work your butt off to start decorating properly in that game. You know.
yeah, yeah. And so this one seems like it had a nicer entry point. Ooh, I really like those trees. It's got a
Right?
good art style. Yeah, like when
It
I'm
really
when I'm
does,
looking
yeah.
at it, I'm just like, yeah, it sets itself apart. The little characters being like little chibi dolls is interesting because that one's
I
been
love it.
it's always been a bit iffy for me. I mean, like I didn't like
Oh yeah?
Fae Farm, so I didn't play Fae Farm because I did not
Oh,
like
I
the
didn't like
character design.
the character design wasn't my
Uh,
issue with Fae Farm. My issue with Fae Farm was that all the characters said the same three things.
oh gosh, that would have driven me nuts. Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
that
I
was my issue with it.
when I first saw this game, I was like, "Uh-oh, am I gonna have a problem with the characters?" But
Mhm.
I don't think so. I think it's distinct enough, and also like you as a character, like you're not a human, which already
Mm.
makes it more fun for me.
Did you see? I
Um,
actually chose purple skin.
yes, I'm very proud of you. You look so
Mm,
cute.
thank you.
All right, so yeah, that's Moonlight Peaks, a definite
Two
recommend
thumbs
from
up.
Luna. Do you have anything
Yeah.
else you want to add about it?
No, because I don't want to go into spoiler territory. It's a really, really great game, and I think I need to double check, but I think they actually still have a demo.
I think they do.
Um, yeah, so if you're really on the edge and you're really not sure about it, you can always go out and try the demo still. I'm gonna double check that right now. Oh, actually,
Oh, did they take it down?
did I take it down? Give me a second. Or maybe I just don't see it because I own it now. No, 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 the
No,
demo is
you.
still there.
Yeah, it's
No,
there.
the demo's still there. They just don't have a separate demo page.
Yeah.
It is on the normal Moonlight Peaks page. It is 15% off right now as an introductory offer, which ends July 13th. So that's in 3 days. And yeah, if you're really on the brink of it, like you're really not sure, try out the demo. I super, 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 super love it. And it doesn't feel too grindy to me right now. In fact, I feel like the days could be longer because I'm like, there's so much more I want to do. Um, but I've really, really, really been loving it. So, as someone who has played a lot of farm sim games, 2 thumbs up. Definitely recommend. Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. Okay, so that is Moonlight Peaks. Add it to your wish list. Buy it if you got the funds. Um, Generally, high praise from Luna is pretty good because she's got a lot of games she plays, and so if one keeps her attention, it's usually one worth
Sounds like
looking into.
stingy. Yeah.
All right. Next up, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Voyagers of Nira. This is
Mhm.
a game that I am a creator for, and they just recently had a shiny new update adding a bunch of content to the underwater.
Chinese. Oh
Yes.
my god. I'm
We
gonna
got
play more
Luna
now.
into it a little bit. We got to get her into it some more. Um, but yeah, so the new update for Voyagers of Nira. So this is for those that aren't familiar with the game, it's a I call it a cozy survival craft because it's very chill. But it's a very chill survival craft game set in a world mostly covered in water. And you're an echo kind of created to bring balance back to the world. You know, the classic tale. Um, but they have been plugging away at the early access stuff, and this update was a really, really big one. Like, just a big milestone, in my opinion. Because before, underwater felt a little bit lacking. There wasn't much reason to be there other than to gather a few things.
Mhm.
So they went back and they basically added all of these ruins to help kind of, well, first of all, make underwater more explorable and fun, but also it kind of helps remind the player of the lore that we've learned, which is that there was a civilization here. Um,
Mhm.
Presumably a really great civilization. So it's nice to see these like ruins kind of solidify that story and actually make it feel like a place that was lived in.
Mhm.
Because before it kind of felt like it was just a little bit empty in that regard. Like there were some ruins here and there, but like nothing that indicated a large civilization outside of the giant colossus statues, you know. So I think already, and I've barely I've barely been able to really get into the meat of this update because I've just been hanging out in the first area. Um, but I think this really breathes some life into the world building. And importantly, it also gave them a new system so that they can more easily introduce like new decor items, potentially introduce cosmetics using it. Because there are these little things that you can find around the world now that you take back to your base and basically unlock. And so they're using that to give you recipes or materials. So now, before it was in the skill tree. So like
Mhm.
you kind of had to, you kind of had to have a bunch of items ready to add a new one to the skill tree, you know, to make it worth using a skill point. So now it feels like they have a way where they can just put in decorations as they make them and just like throw them at the players, you know?
Watching your video is making me want to play Nier right now.
Dude, it's so good. It's such a good update. And
It's a fun game.
we've been
And I don't feel
just
like there's a lot of games that let you really go like explore underwater. So the fact that they're doing that, I love that.
yeah, yeah, and it made sense. It was confusing that it wasn't already there, so it was nice that
Mhm.
they went back and did this because this was like a community driven update really, like that we kept asking. Or it was like we need stuff to do underwater.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Love
yeah,
that.
it's been really cool and they've introduced some new lore with it as well,
Mm.
including a system where they have like these locked doors now that are around the world. And if you find the right lore, you basically have the code to the door, and there's usually like a fancy
Oh yeah.
furnishing or just cool stuff that you can unlock through that system. So it really adds more to the exploration. Um, and we have the fog of war now, so like exploring the map is rewarding. It was just a very solid update in my opinion.
I need to play more.
Yeah, yeah, we got to get
Make
Luna
time for
into
Nier.
more. But yeah, so this is Voyagers of Nira. It is an early access game. I think they pushed their 1.0. They're aiming for next
Mhm.
year now. So that they can, they recently got a publisher, so now they're wanting to release on console. So they want to give themselves a
Mm.
little bit extra time, which I
Nice.
support.
Okay, okay. Mhm, mhm.
However, we generally get a pretty nice update. Uh, Usually like every other season. I think they were trying to do them seasonally, but they might be slowing down a little bit to do more quality of life and stuff. But we
I
get
think quality of
updates.
life is very important in games, and a lot
Yeah.
of times it gets put on the back burner to just release more content.
Hmm.
And I feel like quality of life is just as important, if not more important, than releasing new constant content.
Yeah, and Nira, Treehouse Games, that's the devs. They're actually really good about that because they wanted to release the fourth biome like two
Mhm.
updates ago. on the original roadmap, and they were just like, okay, so we need to push that out because they're like, well, we released the Greatwood, the third one, and they're like, it needs optimization, and they're like, and we need to do all this other stuff first, and so they really do take that care into making sure that the game is ready before they introduce like heaps of new content. So it's been really refreshing.
Love that.
Yeah, so check it out, add it to your wish list. I believe it's on sale. It was on the Steam sale, and I think they said it was going to stay on sale, I think, for like the rest of the month. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, check it out. Absolutely worth it. Again, I am a creator, so I did get my key for free, but I would buy it again. I would buy it, you know? I'll probably end up buying it for someone in the community. It's just a very, very good game. And then LavaSlug mentioned in chat, one of the other things that they've been really good about is they try really hard to make sure that your old saves don't get wrecked by new content, which is very nice as well.
That's very important, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been playing on my oldest save recently.
Oh,
which
yeah?
has been kind of cool. Yeah, because I was just like, oh, I want to go back to that one because I have a cool treehouse there. And it's been working fine. So, very, very cool. And then
Voyagers of Nira. Go get it.
Yeah, Voyagers of Nira. Last up is something we can both talk about, which is the shiny new Palia update.
Oh, I actually haven't played.
Okay, something that I can talk about.
I haven't gotten it slipped out. I got consumed by something else this week. So I actually
wonder what that was.
But I know it looks really cool. And they gave Paleo partners a really cool new challenge that I want to do, and yeah. Yep.
All right.
Take away this.
Well, it's not a big deal. It is a smaller update, although I have to say the cadence of their updates lately has been very fast, for better or for worse. I mean, the updates have been good. I think if they want to go at this pace, though, they may need to rethink the bundle system. But beside that aside, you know, we've talked about the bundle system a couple times, and how we think it needs to be implemented better. But the update is more than the bundle. I do believe, and I could be wrong, but I do believe basically this update has given us the summer store going forward, right? Because we have the Winter Light store, we have the what was the other store? Was it a spring one?
Spooky store.
Oh yeah, the spooky one. The spooky one. Okay, so we have the Winter Lights and then the Halloween one. And so I think the Nio's summer store is like the summer store going forward. It feels like that's what it is.
Would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, because like they even have so you know where the store normally is over in front of Zeki's? It has a little sign leading you to Nio's over on the beach. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think this is a permanent fixture. But I don't know if the patch notes said that explicitly. So just take that with a grain of salt, I guess. Either way, the main bit of the patch is the summer store, basically. So Nio has popped up a summer shop and he wants to throw a big party. And he wants to sell things to the humans in exchange for like these random drops that come from a couple different sources. So they're like shells and scales and, you know, summer stuff. So it has some really cool decoration pieces in it, actually. You get a pirate ship half, so like a crashed pirate ship, and it's actually pretty big. It's like that's a recipe that you can buy. And it has like a couple, you know, tints, and some other furnishing, which is why I think it's the like summer pop-up store. I think it's a forever thing. But yeah, basically, you know, you got to participate in Crab Wars. do some beach combing and foraging, or fishing in saltwater. And those are the 3 ways that you earn the materials that you trade with him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's just got like a bunch of little summer
activities. For people to do.
recipes and decorations. So like a beach ball, a sandcastle, a little surfboard. There's actually the summer fun changing room is an interesting one. So that'll be like a decor piece for your house, so you can have like little changing rooms.
Oh.
Yeah, so people who have that like pirate ship plot, they're eating well this patch because they got some really good stuff.
Finally.
But I think, at least for me, and maybe also for you, one of the bigger things that they added, and they barely even talked about it, they did some more photo mode upgrades. So now you can actually emote when you're in photo mode.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so before you had to like emote and quickly get into photo mode, and it was awful. Now you can emote in photo mode, and you can change your outfit while in photo mode.
Nice.
And I think
and with photo mode, they've said before, like if the community has like something they really want, they've asked for like feedback for people to tell them like, hey, we really would like to see this. So Pele devs are very nice and very generous, I want to say, and they really like giving the community what we want. And so they're very receptive to feedback. So if there's anything that you feel like the game is missing, you let them know, and they'll probably take it into consideration. If not, just straight out go ahead like, oh yeah, they're right. Let's add this. So.
yeah. A lot of the stuff that's in the game has definitely been built with the community, since it is still a beta game. Which, is what it's for. So it's been really cool to watch. And I'm loving the photo mode improvements because I love a photo mode in a game. So the more that you give me, the happier I'll be. Plus, you can turn your bobblehead on anytime in photo mode. Fun fact. So yeah, emoting in photo mode, you can take way cuter pictures. And I think, honestly, with the saved outfit changing, I'm wondering if you can get some really cool shots of like the outfits as they are, like manifesting, because some of them like have those like magical little
you
transitions,
probably can.
Like I feel like you can get some really, really cool outfit shots using this mode. Definitely something we'll have to try out. And the other thing they added, now this is a great feature, but it's a little bit questionable in implementation, which sadly happens regularly with Palia, but they fix a lot of it. So they added a teleport to friends, which is huge.
Yeah.
It's like one of our most requested features, I'd imagine, because it was so hard sometimes to like meet up with a friend to go hunting really quickly and just stuff like that, Or like somebody tells you there's a butterfly and you want to get there fast so people aren't waiting for you. Just like a lot of use cases. So it exists now. It's awesome. However, for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know what they were thinking, they have tied it directly to the teleport home cooldown. So you can teleport to a friend, or you can teleport home, and then you have to wait the like 30 minutes before you can use it again. I do not agree with this decision. I don't know why they did it. I don't get it. Why? It's so bad.
No, I don't. Yeah, they'll probably change that. They'll probably,
I think they will.
Yeah,
I imagine the community. Well, so there are teleport home potions. So they already had the teleport home potions, right?
Right.
So now it's a teleport home or teleport to friend potion. Like it's one potion does both. So like I guess maybe they could be trying to sell more of those, but in my opinion, they could have still done that by not tying it directly to the teleport to home, because I wouldn't have minded like a half-hour cooldown or whatever. Like I don't mind the cooldown timer. What bothers me is if I teleport to a friend, I can't go home. Yeah.
No, I agree. I very, very rarely use the teleport home anyways, because like
I use it all the time.
I only use it mainly at the end of stream, when like I just want to get home real quick because I'm ending stream. That's when I use it. Otherwise, I usually don't use it. Yeah.
It's a good feature though, and like you said, I think the community probably got upset enough that it'll probably get fixed pretty quickly. Because I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. And like
No.
and I pointed it out when I read the patch notes, and like a community member just mentioned there are the potions, and they might be wanting those because you buy them with Echo, and so it's a way to keep Echo valuable.
Right.
And my response to that is, okay, but put it in my ammo pouch. Or give me a potion pouch.
But
like if I had a potion pouch, okay.
Yeah. I agree. Potion pouch would be nice.
Yeah, so that's a really nice feature. Implementation leaves something to be desired. But again, Palea listens, so I imagine that will get fixed at some point. But it really cracked me up because I was like, this is such a cool feature. And then I read that and I was like, why did they ruin such a cool feature? We also got a new ranch pet, which obviously is met with, can we please have some more ranching slots? Although, I will say, I don't know if I could handle more ranching slots. It's already...
It's very much like you're supposed to choose what... Okay, there's like two things, right? Either you pick it for the pretty or you pick it for the boost of resources, right?
Yeah.
So like if you need milk, get your Ormos. If you need eggs, get your I'm blanking on the name right now, chickens, whatever. Yeah. Peggies, exactly. But you know, like so you could choose it in that, or you can be like, I really find this and this and this one cute, so I'm gonna stick to these guys. But I think it's definitely more meant like that because technically we have 4 different pens, right? So you could argue that the 4 different pens are made for 4 different species. Technically.
Yeah, well, and I have a mix of all of them, but I mean, I can understand people's concerns as well. And I don't know. I think if they give us easier ways, like we need like a feeding trough, right? Like that I can just put food in. So I don't have to go feed each animal individually every
that
day.
Would be really nice.
Yeah, so if they did that, it would be easier to be like, okay, so now I can handle more ranching animals.
Feedback.
Yeah, I'll look into it. I can't imagine they haven't gotten it already.
Because honestly, the main reason like why I always slack off with my ranching eventually is just because it eats into my food resources so much. You know, like they take so much food each individually, and also having to run around the entire ranch and make sure you fed everybody's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, for me it's the running around because it's like it's fine sometimes, but like doing that daily, I don't do it daily because I'm just like, well, I don't have the time for that.
My ranch has become so abandoned, so bad.
Yeah,
I'm at the point where I'm like, maybe I'll just like retire everyone and start fresh.
Yeah, so I love the ranching system. I still think it's a great system. Obviously, there's still a lot that needs to be done, and it is like, I mean, the whole game is beta, but the ranching system in particular is an earlier beta that they added into the game. So it's understandable that it's lacking, but I do hope they can find some ways to keep it fun and engaging because it's just like sometimes I want to go individually pet all of them, but when I have a full farm, it takes like 20-30 minutes, right? Like
it takes a chunk, yeah.
That's a significant amount of time. So yeah, we'll see what they do there. But the new one is a little ignorant, so he's like a little fire rock, which is adorable.
Cute.
And interestingly, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I'm still waiting for them to add little drakes.
Right. Well, and so
like,
interestingly, this one drops a new material.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a new material called molten ore. And you use it to craft a builder's magma block set. So we basically get another building block set that's going to be all fiery.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, cool. That ore will also drop from mining nodes. But having the ranch pet is the best way to get it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so that's cool, and that's one of the nice things with the ranching system is it is another way to introduce these cool new materials in a way that makes sense. So, you got to do your bundle to get your first ignite. uh, all right. Well, that's enough about the Palea update. It's a fun summer update. It's like part 2 of the summer update they already had. But I felt like this one was pretty substantial. I didn't expect it to be as substantial as it was. So, GG Singularity 6.
They end up doing that a lot. Like, we think, oh, this is just gonna be like a small whatever update, and it's like, haha, nope.
Yeah.
Here's all this other stuff we added too.
And it's just like, all right, well, thank you.
I'll take it.
It's like, I'm still working on the new Adventure Zone, but thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that covers what we've been up to lately. Obviously, we've still been playing our regular staples, so if we talk about them a lot. So I guess let's move on to the meat of the day.
Is it time?
It is time.
Is it time to talk about the thing?
Yeah. So those that have paid attention to the gaming industry, you guys do probably know about what's been going on the past week. I mean, obviously longer than the past week, but the past week was extra difficult for a couple of reasons. So we're talking about, obviously, the game industry layoffs, but more specifically, we're talking about the Microsoft Xbox layoffs to start with. So the reason I say that hits a little bit closer is because Luna and I met because of Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
That is how we met. Yeah, and that's how we met a lot of Sleeping Bella and a lot of the rest of the community that we spend so much time with. And these cuts directly affected Elder Scrolls Online heavily. Heavily. So for those that haven't been paying attention, or you don't consume this kind of news, no judgment.
I have a small thing that I can read out so that people know the gist of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You okay with that?
Go ahead.
I found this
Please.
thing on Reddit. It's a sticked comment. So yeah, it says the important points here that we need to think about, consider, whatever. Is they say our business today is not healthy, says CEO Asha Sharma. Wrote in a note to staff Monday morning, adding Xbox is operating at margins 3 to 10 times lower than comparable businesses. We must reset Xbox. Today's layoffs, Monday's layoffs, which are being described as an Xbox reset moment, will impact around 1,600 Xbox employees, according to an internal memo from Xbox CEO Asha Sharma. The cuts won't end today, though, as Microsoft is planning to eliminate a total of around 20% of Xbox jobs by the end of the financial year of 2027. So, approximately 3,200 will be let go. With that number easily going up to 4K by the end of the year. They have absolutely butchered the ZeniMax Online Studios, the creators, the people that are behind Elder Scrolls Online. Half of their team was let go, including lead combat design Mike Finnegan, and also community manager that has grown close to many people's hearts, Gina Bruno. I think the moment we found out that Gina Bruno was gone, we were like, this is really serious. Like there were some people, like, I think with the last year's layoffs, right? We were like, there are some people who are safe. Like, we would have never thought, like, Gina and Mike and some of the other people that did get let go to be let go, because these were like the original people that essentially brought ESO to us.
Gina said 18 years.
18 years, yeah. There was also somebody got let go who has worked at Bethesda for, what was it, like over 20 years, I think 24, 27, I don't quite remember anymore. And they were the ones who like were behind the designs of Khajiits and stuff like that. They were let go too. So it is really anybody's up for it, it seems. And yeah, it's all about profit. It's all about profit. I read somewhere that they want to be making like $1 billion a day worth of
No,
profit.
it's worse than that. So
Um
what they want is they want 1 billion people playing on like Xbox or Microsoft. Like they basically want 1 billion eyeballs a day when they get that in about a year.
it's disgusting.
And they haven't sold nearly enough of their consoles to even get close to the amount of people that they are trying to get to look at their games. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry. Continue.
No, it's insane. It's absolutely insane, and it's disgusting, and it's like at the point where to them we're like, people are just a spreadsheet. It's just a number. They don't think about the livelihoods, the lives that they are impacting with all this anymore. And it's that point where it feels like money matters more than people. Like empathy, what even is that, right? And it's infuriating, and I've been so sad. I can't even imagine for people who are obviously directly affected. Like some of these people have worked their whole careers there.
Yeah,
Their
yeah.
whole adult life, they've been there. So
Mhm.
it's ridiculous. And I'm not gonna lie, I went from really sad, like I cried my eyes out, to just pure anger. Um,
Yeah.
um, and I was like, my initial, I guess, knee-jerk reaction there was like, I'm uninstalling ESO, I am unsubscribing, I am stepping away from the stream team, all of that. That was my initial reaction.
Right.
But I do want to point out something for anybody else who's like in that reaction right now as well. Dan Batson from Sauce did point out, I will read this exactly what he said, so I'm not like saying anything wrong. He said, I wanted to take a moment and say I appreciate the outpouring of support from the player and the add-on dev community about what's going on. And the sentiment of voting with your wallet is powerful. But Sauce is still here, and ESO is still going. And frankly, we still need sales to survive. We are a business after all. So if you're thinking of not continuing ESO Plus out of protest, for example, just note that it hurts Sauce way more than it hurts Microsoft. Because
Yep.
the main thing that really accomplishes is to accelerate our demise. I'm not going anywhere, and I hope to keep this next year and beyond.
Yeah, and so it's you're really in an unfortunate situation where it's like, well, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, is
Yeah.
what it boils down to. So like,
Mm-hmm.
it really has to be your personal decision, in my opinion. Like you can't be like, oh, I'm voting with my wallet, because it's just like, well, Microsoft doesn't care if ESO ultimately closes down. Ultimately,
Yeah. I
that's
think
could be what they're trying to make happen. Conspiracy hat, right? But yeah, so it's gotta be your choice. It's a very personal decision.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's been so many articles, like if you are so curious about it, you can go read. Another insider said that ESO has made enough money to fund several games and save
I
several games from their demise. So the fact that they are laying off so many of them,
yeah, I saw
like
they bring
what
in like
the
11 million a month.
yeah.
A month. That is insane.
Yeah.
And like there's no way, I mean, like I'm sure they have some expenses, because like obviously these people have been at the company for a really long time, which is I think what put them in danger.
Yeah.
Because they have those higher salaries for being there for so long, which is a shitty way to treat them, but I feel like that definitely factored in. And so yeah, it's just like I can't imagine that they were losing more money than they were making. Like that game had to have been profitable, at least in
And
the
the
MMO
thing
sphere.
Yeah, and the thing that gets to me even more is that they did this at the time, right, like days before season 1 launch.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So
know?
for
And
people,
days before ESO Taverne, which is an in-person event happening in Germany every single year. Like they did all these like really shitty things
yeah. So for
right
those
before big hype
unfamiliar,
moments.
the season one thing, like basically ESO has been going through this past year. They've been going through a huge revamp.
Yeah, because they've been forced to,
Yeah,
honestly.
well, I mean,
Like,
they were trying to bring the game forward though. Like they were making some really good
hmm
changes. They were making some choices that were future facing. Sorry, I
hmm
needed to get some water.
That's
um,
fine.
and so it's crazy to see them suddenly get gutted the way that they did, to the
Yeah.
point where they're like, we have to redo the roadmap.
They have to redo the roadmap. Yeah, like
Yeah.
they don't know how where half of their team, over 200 people in Maryland were fired.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. That's insane in one office,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know? So
Well,
it's just, and this, all of these official numbers don't even include all these people that were fired that we are seeing, don't even include like third parties, like contractors that they had contracts going with for years on years on years. Turns out, lovely Microsoft just straight out didn't renew their contracts. There was no like, oh, we're gonna let you go, we're gonna need to go our separate ways. It just straight out didn't renew the contracts. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. And so Microsoft also pulled funding that they had basically pledged to some different companies. So the big one that I read about was I think it's IO Entertainment, the people who did that most recent James Bond game.
Yep.
Basically they had been providing funding for their new project, their basically their flagship. And so they pulled that funding, and the studio had to shut down one of their offices.
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's just like, I mean, maybe there's something in the contract where they can get a little, recourse, but it's brutal. And so, like, yeah, so it was a hugely affected ZOS, ZeniMax, Bethesda, all of
hmm
those. And then, but it also affected a ton of other studios. So, two studios, Double Fine and Compulsion Games. And you guys have heard me talk about Compulsion Games because they do South of Midnight. I love that studio. They're going independent. They managed to hold on to their IP. I don't know what it cost them, but they managed to hold on to their IP, and they're going back independent. So presumably, hopefully, they'll be okay. And then Microsoft also sold some studios. So they sold off Ninja Theory, the people who do Senua,
Mm.
um, and Undead Labs, which I, off the top of my head, don't know what they make. But basically they sold them, but we don't know who they sold them to. We don't have that information. Um,
It feels so disgusting. And it's
yeah.
just
Yeah, and I think I heard they basically gutted id Software, which are the Doom folks.
wow. Wow.
And they basically I think what was the other studio that they kind of decimated? Well, they basically told Obsidian. They told Obsidian they're like, "You're working on Fallout now," and then I
That's
think they
insane.
even laid off some of them.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that that like there should be some kind of laws in place that basically ban companies from being able to do what Microsoft is doing right now. You
Well,
know.
in insane countries, there are more laws that protect people. So, like, they are Arcane Studios.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen with them yet because they're in France. And so
Okay.
they basically have to go through mediation to
Mm.
to go through that. So we'll see what happens with that. So like some of those companies are a little bit safer, but
Okay.
even the union, because like some of the QA, I know QA for ZeniMax was unionized. they were even still able to lay off some of them. So
Yeah. A lot of QA people were laid off. Actually, I read the list. I was like, holy
yeah,
damn. A lot of lead people were let go. From ZeniMax and stuff. So yeah. I guess my request to any listeners or viewers would be patient with them, because the people who are left do love the game still. I've had the chance to talk to some of these devs in on one-on-one previously, and I've met some of them in person. The outpouring of love that these people have for their game is incredible. And I think my request would be, I know it sucks, but don't stop supporting ESO, because it's like Dan Batson said, you're just going to be hurting Sauce. If
yeah.
you want
Like,
ESO to stick around, if you want Sauce to stick around in any capacity, don't drop them. Stay there. If you want to vote with your wallet and say, Microsoft, you suck, what you're doing is not okay, I think the bigger way to vote with your wallet is cancel like Xbox subscription,
for Game Pass.
or your Game Pass, or maybe not buy that new shiny Xbox controller, or anything directly Xbox kind of deal. But definitely, yeah, keep supporting Sauce. Keep supporting ESO or whichever game that you're like, I don't want this to go away. Because if you stop investing in those, then they'll just shut them down completely. They're not to be trusted. They clearly don't care
Right.
about the people.
Well, and take note of the people that made the systems that you like, or that touched the part of the games that you liked, and see what they end up doing later, and you can maybe support them later on down the line. I don't know what these people are going to do right now with everything the way that it is, and so many people out of work. You might see a lot of them go indie. Try.
I'm hoping,
but it's hard.
Hoping that.
It's so hard.
It's hard. It's definitely hard, but I'm really hoping that some of them just get together and like, you know what? Let's go indie. Let's do our own. Let's be an actual, decent group of people, company thing. Yeah. I'm hoping. But I know it's hard. I can't imagine what these people are going through. Like,
well, I mean, they lost, they lost family.
Yeah.
Like, when you work together that long, they lost family over this past, this past week. I can't believe it just happened.
It was such a, like, my world got turned upside down moment. Even for me, like, I'm not obviously directly, like, I was employed by Microsoft. I'm not directly affected, but like, I remember Monday I had ended stream. I was picking up the toddler, making dinner, and I look at my phone, I pick up my phone, and I just see a bunch of DMs. I'm like, whoa, what the heck?
Me, I was one of them.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, you were actually the only one who told me what happened. Everybody else just like sent me crying faces, and oh my god, I hope they're okay. And I'm like, what happened? Like, okay, but who's okay? Why are you crying? What happened? So in that moment when I found out, I was just like, it really, my stomach was like, doing hoops. I felt sick, because this is, it's livelihoods that you're messing with. And my love goes out to everybody who was affected by this, and I really hope they're able to find their footing, and maybe get an even better position than what they had. Because Microsoft did you guys dirty, and they, oh my god, I hope something happens. I hope something happens that makes it so this can never happen again. I hope there will be repercussions for Microsoft, because this is not okay.
I mean, I just feel like, honestly, like, so you've got this happening, obviously, with Xbox. You've got PlayStation being like, we're not gonna make physical stuff anymore, so you can't own your games. So it just kind of feels like this really weird time where like the two major console players are like imploding, and we're all just over here like trying to pick up the pieces. And my question is like, so Microsoft didn't buy Blizzard that long ago, and it's just like I thought that we were told that this was not going to happen.
Yeah.
That like that acquisition wouldn't lead to this, and it's just like, I don't know. There's no repercussions for lying.
No.
And so it's just like, presumably they want to like try and get 1 billion gamers by making AI games. That's gonna be my guess. So good luck. I don't know. I'm glad more and more of the companies and the game devs that I actually care about are getting away from it. Like, not in a good way, but at least they're getting away from it so that I don't have to even look at Microsoft anymore, other than obviously my PC. But that's a discussion I'll take care of when I feel like it. I'm not ready for Linux yet.
Yeah, I know. I was like, one of the first things I said that day to hubby was like, well, time to get Linux.
Yeah, it's gonna be time to start learning, because like, I don't see them getting any better.
No.
I don't see,
And AI is getting so integrated in Windows and stuff. Not just Windows, even like I have an iPhone, but like even my iPhone. Like I ask Siri now for something, and Siri's like, oh, I can check that with ChatGPT. And I'm like, why can't you check that with the freaking browser like you did for the past 10 years? Like, why does it need to be ChatGPT now, Oh my god, but that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, it's just a mess. And then it's not even just Xbox, because Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake came out, and then Ubisoft laid off, what was it? They laid off a chunk of their people. Like basically like the day after I have 51 people.
Oh my god.
At Ubisoft Barcelona. So it's just like,
just Barcelona.
It's just like, what's the point of actually like joining these big studios and making games if you're not even gonna get to see the fruition of your work?
It's despicable, because like what you keep on seeing is them laying people off right after a release or right before a release. So obviously like there's the layoff period where these people still have to work for. So they're like, okay, so while the game is releasing this new thing, you're still gonna be working here, but then you're gone. Like we're gonna like use you as much as we can. We're gonna get as much out of you as you can, and then we're kicking it to the curb. It's despicable. It's like, where the heck is the humanity kind of deal? I hate it. I really hate it. It makes me really sad.
It's brutal, and it's not just Microsoft, which is why it's extra scary, because it's just like we're seeing this pattern with a lot of the big players, and it's just like, well, what's the point of becoming a big company and like having all that stuff if you're just gonna like hoard all your money and leave the rest of us behind? Like, how are we gonna buy your games, bro? If I don't have a job. I don't know. So things that you can do to feel like you have some control. Look for these people. If you see a post that they've put on Blue Sky or Twitter, you can put a comment on it. Share some love. Let them know you're thinking about them. If you are in those game industry circles, retweet they're looking for jobs. Repost their their call outs or whatever. And just look for the people that touch the systems of a game that you love and follow them. Support them later when they get back on their feet, if you can. But yeah, don't DM them. they got too many DMs. But you can always comment on their public posts and let them know you're thinking of them. Okay. So yeah, I mean, and I think the scary thing about that too is, so that was 1,600, and they're planning to do even more later in the year.
Later in the year is predicted to be at like 4,000 something total.
I think 3,200 is the estimate that I see. But considering, like, it's just like, well, the question is, are they considering the studios that they've let go? Like, technically, those are still people that you got rid of. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so like, it kind of, I don't know, how is the work environment going to be if you're just like, yeah, you know, I'm here now, but in a couple months I might be gone because they're getting rid of another 1,000+ people.
Honestly, I would quit.
I hope they're all looking for new jobs at least, just in case, you know.
If I was in their shoes, if I was like,
well, if you quit,
potentially being fired in 6 months, I would start looking for a new job.
No, you gotta make them. You gotta try and make them pay some kind of, you know, compensate, like the, you know, the. Yeah, you don't want to quit right after layoffs. You want to stay there and make them let you go. That way they have to pay you. But it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be really ugly. But I think lining up a job is probably a good idea.
Yeah, start lining up a job.
Severance package. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the word.
I don't know if we have that in Europe. Never heard of that in Europe.
Well, you probably do, but it's probably called something else because it's built into the laws. Most likely.
I think in Europe, all you kind of get, as far as my knowledge, is that so like, for example, if you've been working somewhere for over a year, it's like a 3-month quitting period where like they say like, we're firing you, but you basically have to work there for 3 more months. Like, they need to tell you 3 months in advance. You have 3 months to find a job while you're still getting paid by them. And they do need to let you go for like any interviews and stuff like that. And then Kündigungsschutz, yeah, like firing protection, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you do get, if you have any kind of like paid days off accumulated, they have to pay you out that. But that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Well,
cheerful things.
Yeah, you know, I know it's not the most fun thing to talk about, but as a podcast that focuses on gaming, it felt like we needed to address it a little, and especially considering that we did have a little bit more of a closer tie to this one, especially Luna, who has met Gina, who has met, you know, or at least, you know, has talked to Rich, so like all of these people that are gone. It's just
and Mike was so sweet. Mike Finnegan was so sweet when I met him in Amsterdam. Oh my god.
Well, and then like, you know, oh, go ahead.
There's certain people that when you meet, you can just like they radiate kindness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I will never forget. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Mike Finnegan barely knew me. Because he was like lead combat designer, so a lot of things that he does, like dungeons and stuff. I'm not huge on dungeons, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, he knew me, and it was just so yeah, he radiated kindness. Absolutely. It was so nice meeting him. And everyone else, obviously, and I wished them all the best. I've cried a lot on their behalf the past few days, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's tough, and you know, and you also, like, you know, from a more, I guess, selfish standpoint, you also have to wonder what it's going to mean for the game, because these were people that have been working on it for decades. Like, these, you know, the heart and soul of the game, and so it's just like, is it even going to be able to? I don't know. Is it going to be the same going forward? It's hard to say. I don't know. So. Yeah, it's just, and not only that, but losing that talent, like these people that have so much knowledge about everything. Oh, I hope I wasn't lying to you. I'm like pretty sure that
I'm reading in the forums. According to the forums, yes.
Yes, yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm like 99% sure.
Yeah, no, that's. Oh my god.
Yeah, and that's why like I really do feel like that a part of it was just like look at the salary and they cut a bunch of the people who had been there for a long time. Because it was the easiest way to be like, boom, there's a bunch of money. And I don't even think they considered what these folks' roles were. It's like, so originally they were like, yeah, we're cutting down layers of management. And it's just like, okay, but this isn't all layers of management. Like, there's some layers of management here. But you got rid of a bunch of QA people. None of those were management.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not great, but we can take at least a little bit of comfort in the fact that these people are the talent, that they don't lose their talent when they leave. And so hopefully if they still want to work in the industry, we could see some really cool stuff coming from them. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's just, it's a little rough. It's a little raw right now. And if we're lucky, hopefully something even better will come out of this, being free from the big corporation and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But for now, I think we'll put a bow on that discussion. I have the unfortunate feeling
there's
that we will
plenty there's plenty of articles online. If anybody still wants to read up on it and everything, there's so many articles online right now. I would definitely be careful what articles you read, because there's also a lot of misinformation out there. But there's so many articles out there.
Yeah, and I unfortunately, we're going to be talking about this again because we do know for a fact there are more layoffs coming.
Yeah.
So this won't be the last time we're having this discussion, but for now, we're going to move on to happier gaming news, which is games that are coming out. Unless you had anything else to talk about before then.
No, I'm good. I'm
okay. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you didn't know about Rich.
It's still mixed information. There's no official thing that has said that he was let go. The last official thing we know is that he was quote unquote promoted to a position that didn't previously exist. But,
I think Rich said it in somebody's chat, Maddie's chat. So I don't think he's
if Rich said it himself. Then
all right.
Holy fuck. Okay, that's a choice, Microsoft. Bad one, right? By the way, but that's a choice.
Yeah, but it's a choice that Microsoft has made before, and they'll continue to make again.
Fuck Microsoft. Sorry. No? Sorry, not sorry. Honestly.
We already have.
Maybe podcast isn't a point where I should say fuck Microsoft, but here we are.
You're not planning to work for them or work with them in the future,
no,
right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
All right, but we'll change gears here as hard as it is to do. And we'll bring you, if more news comes out and we have more to add, we'll add it in future episodes. But yeah. Games that are coming out despite the horrors. July 15th, we've got Cozy Grove Camp Spirit. So this is Cozy Grove 2 for the Cozy Grove players. Yes, this was already released on Netflix, but now it is finally going to be on Steam. Yay! I'm so hyped because I'm going to stream it for sure. I love Cozy Grove the first kind of spawned my streaming career. It was the first game that I streamed.
To us here on Twitch.
Yes. So I'm so excited. They have a demo if you want to check it out. If you're not familiar with Cozy Grove, it's just like a really cute daily game, basically. Like you have a couple tasks you can do each day, and you learn this adorable little story, and you get to know these cute little spirits. You're a little spirit scout. It's delightful. Highly recommend. Next up, we have a game I haven't tried, but I've been watching this game for a while. I think I only haven't tried the demo just for lack of time. July 15th as well, we have a game coming out called Tito. And this is like a classic, like platforming adventure game, like old style, like Mario 64, those kind of games, like the old Nintendo 64 games is kind of what it feels like to me. It's like it's an adventure game, in this ridiculous little world, and the devs seem hilarious. Like it's just gonna be so cute and funny and just full of personality. I'm very excited. It's just, I don't know. It hits those nostalgia buttons. And they even made they showed off on their socials the other day that they made a little animation for the TV just to be playing on the background. So they made a little episode of something they call Franz instead of Friends. And it's using plants.
I love that.
Just to give you an idea of who these devs are and what they're about. So that's called Tito. You can try the demo. It looks delightful. And again, the devs are really funny. So July 16th, we have a game called 7 Days to Think About It. I checked this out during Next Fest, so I mentioned it a little bit.
Another cozy horror game. Sounds like it could be.
I don't know if I would put it in the cozy camp. No, it's just
just horror. That's great. Love that.
Yeah. Just like a time loop. I don't know if it's a psychological horror. It's not really
my favorite.
Yeah, because nothing's scarier than yourself. It's true though. It's not like jump scary too much. But it's like a time loop game. So you like go through, you have to like remember the area you were in, and when you get to the end of the area, they're like, was this object here, or is this what the room looked like? Yes or no. And you basically do that, and just stuff gets weirder. I don't know. It was weird, but I liked it, which is usually what happens. But it is psychological horror, and it does have like horror elements, so it's not for everybody. But I thought it was very interesting. Okay. July 16th, again, there was a lot of July 15th and 16th for some reason. We have a really cool like point and click mystery game called The Mermaid Mask. This is another one that I tried out. I think it was
I like the title.
Yeah, it's got a good title. I think I tried it out 2 Next Fest ago. And this one is, well, first of all, it's fully voiced, which is nice. But it's got these like ridiculous characters, and it's a locked room murder. So like somebody gets murdered on a submarine, and you gotta try and solve who did it. But as usual, things aren't quite what they seem. So there's like a lot of weird stuff happening on this subway, and maybe some supernatural elements at play. I really liked the demo. I thought the humor was really funny, and the art style was very charming. So that's one that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, it does have a demo still. Demo. Yeah, that's right. Check it out. So detective, visual novel, point and click. It's like that mishmash of a genre, They're really popular lately. Next up, we have another, I guess it must be just like kind of point and click walking simulator week, because we have another one called Looking for Fael. And this one is, it's kind of similar actually to 7 Days to Think About It, in where you're like, you're basically stuck in an apartment, but the apartment keeps changing. So it'll like expand and get smaller, or like rooms will show up, and you have to like just try and help Fael get out of his apartment. It's very, very strange, but it looks cool. I find myself intrigued by it. But I haven't tried the demo. It does exist. I just never got around to it, because who has the time for all of these amazing demos? Not me. All right, next up, and don't worry, Luna, there's one that you can talk about on this next one. Ta-da! All right, July 17th, I've got Desktop Explorer. This is another, gosh, the point and clicks are really popular right now. Um, Desktop Explorer, I tried this one off stream. I didn't do it during the on stream Next Fest portion because I didn't have enough time. But I did try it off stream because I like these little games where you're basically manipulating a PC. So you like look through the programs and you like do different stuff in there. I don't know, those games tickle my brain. And this one was very good. It had some really cool puzzles. It had some really neat ways to like overlay the different screens to do different things. It is psychological horror, so it's not for everyone. But
Mhm.
if you like a psychological horror and you like those desktop games, I really liked it. I do like horror, yeah. I do.
Yeah, this is what she is the sole reason why I now get a bunch of emails for me to play horror games. I'm like, you got the wrong host, guys. Go this way. I even respond to someone. I'm like, oh, this game would look really cool if I liked horror. May I please refer you to my podcast co-host who loves horror?
I just love it. I don't know.
Not me.
It's my
I'm the wrong
jam.
gal. Wrong
Okay.
gremlin.
Well, will it excite you to know that this next game is one that you'll absolutely enjoy?
I had people coming into my chat after you played this. I mean, like, Luna, you need to play this game.
Yes, you do. July 20th, we have Meowgic coming out. We LavaSlug and myself actually did play this on stream. We had Viking Care Bear join us, and we played it on stream during Next Fest, and it was so fun, y'all. So if you're familiar with Yap Yap, it's a Yap Yap style game. So basically, what that means is it's a game that uses your mic. So you have to cast spells by speaking them, which is just so fun and silly. Uh, the game itself, it worked pretty well. Obviously, sometimes I would get confused with phrases. I kept shooting people in the face with fire when I was trying to say fly. Um, uh, and so the gameplay loop is like basically you go into an area and you have to try and find like a fabled instrument. And it's a bit of like jumping puzzle. Well, not, I wouldn't say jumping puzzle. It's a bit of like a platform puzzle. So you kind of like help each other get across gaps and stuff. And you go looking for this instrument and also other treasures along the way. It was really, really fun. It's a great game just to wind down to with like a group of friends. It didn't really ask very much of you. And it was just really silly. They have like a lot of different little silly spells. You change your cosmetics through spells. It was just really fun. We really, really liked it. Um, we did
I'm gonna have to
mention,
test it out.
yeah, we did mention during during the Next Fest stream that it does potentially have limited gameplay. So it kind of depends on how they implement that. But I still think depending on the price point, like at the very least, just one playthrough is very, very fun with like the right people. So I definitely recommend it. The cats are really cute. I put a frog in a cauldron and blew myself up. 10 out of 10 would
Of
do
course.
again. They told me not to. What else? What choice did I have?
Oh my god.
So yeah, I think that's a game that you would really like too, Luna.
Mm.
And who knows, maybe we'll get a collab with it if we get lucky. All right, next up, July 21st. This is a game that has been on my radar for quite a long time. I honestly feel like
literally just took this off my wish list because I feel like it's been years that it has been coming out soon. And I was like, I'm just gonna take it off. If it comes out, it comes out, and I'll play it then. So to see this on your upcoming games, I was like, oh,
yeah,
oh.
it's finally coming out. So this game is called Scarlet Deer Inn. July 21st is their release date. And this game, I swear I tried either the demo or maybe it was Tiny Teams. It had to have been years ago. And it instantly sticks with you because these crazy developers have literally sewn the characters, like they're like embroidered characters, and then animated it. It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
It is so gorgeous. And it's a story driven like exploration game basically, with some kind of like supernatural elements. But I don't think it's meant to be scary or anything like that. It does have some like more intense themes because it's medieval, so that kind of go hand in hand. But it's not a horror game. It's just a bit of a darker story. But I'm telling you guys, it is so pretty. It's beautiful. And the music in the trailer was really good. The demo was fun. It's the kind of a classic adventure. A little bit of platforming, it looks like. But really mostly just kind of wandering through the world, interacting with the world, and experiencing the story. I'm very, very excited about that one. It's nice to see it coming out. I wonder when they originally posted this. It would be kind of fun to see how long between like making a Steam page and them going to release. It would be cool if we had that information. Either way, very, very cool. Happy to see it coming out. If you're a story-rich gamer, this one definitely should be on your radar. And next up, we have another game that I did try during Next Fest. I don't think I managed to bring it up during the Next Fest episode because I had so many games, so little time. It's called Lost in Tandem. For folks who have played like Planet of Lana, it very much felt like kind of a Planet of Lana style game. So it's like a puzzle platformer where you have two characters. You have like the little girl or the younger girl and this big robot. So you have the two characters that you can switch between, and they kind of have to like work together to make it through the levels. It had absolutely gorgeous art. It's like a post-apocalyptic world, but nature has started taking over, so everything's covered in like vines, and it's just, I don't know, I really, really vibed with it when I played the demo. And the gameplay was pretty fun too. Like you have to like, get on the robot and have him like lift you up onto things. And you're just kind of adventuring through this apocalyptic world or whatever. Learning about how it used to be. So it had some like interesting lore right off the bat, and you can play it in co-op. So you have two players playing it, which is always it's nice for the people who like a good co-op game. So yeah, really, really liked that one. Loved the art style. I think that one's going to be very, very fun. And it does still have a demo. And last, but certainly not least, is one that our dear Loonaromi can talk about because she fell in love with the demo. You want to tell us about?
July 23rd, High Times comes out, and it does still have a demo as well. I am so excited about this game. So, like, there's a lot of, like, story games, right, where you, like, narrative games where it's just, like, a screen, and a character pops up, and you have to read a bunch of dialogue. And usually for me, reading a bunch has always put me to sleep. So I really struggle with those narrative type of games. I always want to play them, but I just can never bring myself to it, or I end up falling asleep because I even tried streaming one of them because I was like, oh, maybe if I'm streaming it, I won't fall asleep. But no, I still end up falling asleep right on stream. So when I went into High Times, it said that it was the original description said that it was a coffee shop simulator, a coffee shop donut therapist simulator narrative game. That was part of its initial description. They've since updated it a little bit to be like more professional, I guess. But I'm not gonna lie, I had very low expectations going into this game. But oh my god, did it blow me away. Not just is it fully narrated, meaning you don't have to read at all if you don't want to. You can just listen. The voice acting is phenomenal. The puns are perfect. If you are a millennial and you were there like during the Facebook start, peak Facebook time and everything like that, you will have such a good time. They had so many puns, and you get to create your own donuts, and every donut has like a different flavor. Different flavors have different moods. And so like if somebody comes in, like a customer will come in and say like, hey, I had a bad day, this and this happened, I'm feeling really low, blah blah blah, I could use something to cheer me up. So you make them a donut that like cheers them up and lets go some of their worries and stuff, and it's really cool. And you also, it does say that it's also like a dating sim. So I didn't get to that part. I played like an hour of it and I was like, I need to go because I'm just gonna continue playing. It is so good. It is so incredibly good. And it doesn't, I think one of the really important things is it doesn't take itself too seriously. So it makes the jokes, and it makes the jokes about the jokes, and you're just having a great time. And it has like little Easter eggs. Like one of the people that comes in, we've mentioned this before, or I think you actually mentioned it during the podcast and I wasn't here. One of the people come in and she's like dressed like Avril Lavigne, and I was like, I didn't say anything at first because like there ain't no way. And then she kept on saying like in her order and stuff, kept on saying like Avril Lavigne lyrics like, I want a donut that will make me say things I'll never say. Like something like that. And I was like, no, this is it. They 100% went with Avril Lavigne here. This is incredible. And it was such a good time. I had a blast. And I really hope I manage to get a key for this game, because I really, really would love to play it and show it off on stream, because I think everybody needs a good laugh in their day-to-day, and I think High Times is the perfect game for that.
yeah, Luna really liked it, and I watched Luna play it, and it looked pretty good, because I think what you said was important. It doesn't take itself too seriously, so it just gets to be silly, and so it just gets to be fun. So yeah, that's High Times. July 23rd, they're plugging away, getting it ready. It does still have a demo available if you want to check out a demo, see if you vibe with it. And the art style is also very, very cute. It's just very, you could just see the love that went into it, like all the little details and stuff. So very, very cool. All right, so that covers our upcoming releases, which means I do believe we have a yap.
That's a yap, gang.
That's a yap.
Oh my god. Episode 28 of Pixel Yaps. Can you believe I honestly, when we started this podcast, I didn't know how far it would go. I did not expect us to still be here a year later. I had like no expectations, I was just like, let's pick it up and see how far it goes. I'm very proud of us for still being here.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and I hope that the listeners or the watchers have been enjoying it as well. If you ever miss the live podcast, it does go up on my YouTube. So you can always check out Loonaromi on YouTube. That's where it is up. I even have like a special Pixel Yaps playlist. So if you want to like watch all of them and just like marathon episode 1 to 28, you could technically do that. I don't know if I would recommend it, but you could do that.
You might go insane. I don't know if listening to the two of us for that many hours straight is recommended by doctors.
No, definitely not.
But it does make for some nice background noise, when you're trying to do some work or something. Just putting that out there. It's a good. All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here with us today, or for listening on YouTube if you're listening, or maybe the occasional Spotify listener for as long as it's still on Spotify.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
My name is Cesire. I stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, on twitch.tv/itsatree with 3 E's. I also stream to YouTube at It's a Cesire, and I post a lot on Blue Sky, Cesire there. And this here is my lovely co-host.
Hi, I'm Loonaromi. You can call me Luna. I stream about 4 days a week on twitch.tv/Loonaromi. And I also upload shorts daily on Instagram, where it's Luna Screens. Everywhere else, I'm Loonaromi. On Instagram, it's Luna Screens. But yeah, I do upload daily shorts on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. I also have a series called Sprinkle of VTubing, where I explore various VTube models and upload those to YouTube as well. I'm also very active on both Blue Sky and Twitter. And yeah, I'm apparently a co-host at this lovely podcast called Pixel Yaps.
That's right. Yeah, you just got dragged in here one day with a bag over
Yeah.
her head. All
Thank
right.
you guys so much for joining.
Yeah, we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Pixels and yaps, pixels and yaps. We like pixels and computer games. Pixels and yaps, pixels and yaps. We're yapping about pixels and computer games. Pixels and yaps.